Challenge Youth Softball in the National CUDIT Concentric Hitting Coach Certification, now in 18 states in Canada, slowly changing the hitting instruction world, one coach at a time, allowing people to turn their passion into a profession, which is what life is all about. So, I want to talk to you today about a common issue that I see with hitters of all ages, even our D1 girls that we train down to 6-year-olds. We see their stride, their step being a little funky at times, or all the time when they first start training. So a lot of the times, what you'll see with your hitter, if you're training them or you're a hitter yourself, you may have a player that's stepping too wide and not even at the phase yet where they're unanchoring their backside. Okay, they might not even be doing that yet. So if they're stepping too wide and they're just rotating, squishing the bug, they're going to be all off balance. They're going to have bad posture. They're not going to transfer their energy in a good way. Their kinetic chain's not going to even exist because they don't have anything to transfer. And they're not driving anything. So a player that strides too wide but just squishes the bug, off balance, bad posture. Next, you may see a player that has a small stance that just goes up and down, up and down. Again, very, very hurtful. Let's just say this player goes up and down and even goes in their upper half load going in separation. There is no separation that's happening because they're not pulling their body apart and creating what's called top hand torque. It's not happening. They're just going up and down. Another issue with that is if the player doesn't anchor their backside and create what I like to call a weightless bottom half, a weightless back foot, they're going to be very, very small and most likely lunge forward. So you got the player that's striding too wide and just squishing the bug. You got the player that's going up and down and could be unanchoring, collapsing on her front side. And then you got the player, let's just say she's going up and down and she's squishing the bug. Literally no power there. It's just like old school training. No power, no separation, no release. So those are like the common issues that I see. One of the things that you really want to do to target that is get the player to become aware. Again, aware. I don't care how many drills you do. If you don't get your player to be aware of what the heck they're doing with their body and being mentally aware of what they're feeling, they're not going to improve it when they leave the lesson with you. They may with you, but when they leave, it's not going to instill in their mindset and it's not going to instill in their brain at all. So what I like to do is I like to do a resistance band circuit to get your player to feel exactly what a good stride feels like when they go into their separation. I've gone through many bands. The bands that I only use now are Leger bands. I'm not getting paid for this at all, but they're the best, most thorough bands. I've actually snapped bands on players before. Thank God they didn't sue me. I have insurance, so. But they're the best bands. They don't break. Okay, so to get your hitter to stride the right way, where they actually feel it and understand how wide they want to stride, something that's beneficial for them. Everybody have a little bit of a different length of their stride depending on how tall they are and their overall position at the plate. You want to make sure you set up your cones, your markers. Next, you want to set up your base markers where your stance is, and then also your stride goal, right? So your stride goal can be a couple inches in front, let's just say, for a basic overall movement and players. Another thing that I like to do for players that are stepping out, take a bucket, old school 101, you remember this from like the 90s? Pop it here, lock them in, lock them in, lock them in. That's going to have them create a good stride, okay? Next, I put my bands on a heavier L screen. You can really put them on anything you want, anything that's going to hold it. Have your player step in the bands. Now, I'm a big believer that the mental game has to be created for them to feel and create anything, whether it's mental performance or a mechanic that they want to instill. So I got my player set up here. I'm going to have them asked to go into their split, aka launch position, aka attack position, aka power position, 2 times without swinging. Again, always make sure the T's lined up to where their step overall will be. So they're here, right? Hands are up. You say split, boom. Now they're gonna feel this. They're gonna feel a light up of their body a lot, especially with this purple band. But most importantly, they're gonna be aware of exactly where they're striding to, because their mind is in that front foot stride. Have them do it a couple times. My mind is here, my muscle feels it, my mind feels it, making the connection, instilling the mechanic. Then you can have them go feel it, and when you say drive, have them stop right at their connection point. Go. And they feel that, you want them to hold it. And again, this you're only doing for like 5-6 times. Waking up their mindset to feel what they have to feel in their bottom half. So you're gonna load it, load it, load it. Split it, split it, split it, split it. Pop. Woo! Okay, you get the idea. Next, I take the purple off, I move down to my black. Now these are a little lighter, but again, there's something on my legs. So not only is it good for the physical aspect and the mental aspect of instilling a mechanic, it's good to have me focus and get a little more in control of my movements, because right now I got a distraction on me, which is exactly what the game of softball and baseball is all about. Ignoring distractions, getting to work. Get that ball on, I'm gonna feel the stride now. Make sure their stride is nice and clean. Sit, 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 attack. Sit, 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 attack. And always check their foot so that you see that their front foot, they're unhinging their hips. You definitely want to look for that, because that's the first thing to open in the swing. Sit, 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 attack. Sit, 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 attack. This is hard. Sit, 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 attack. All right. Next, you want to then have them go into their attack and stop at extension again. Sit, 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 attack, and lock, okay? You can have your player swing full if you choose to do so, totally fine. Next, we go to our reds. Now our reds are overall very light compared to where we started, but your player will still feel something on their legs, and they will still mentally be aware of where they have to strive for success. Boom, boom, open, open, still back, still back, still back, lock, all right? Now, when you're doing this, you have to tell them to get gritty and focused. I'm just doing this kind of quick just for the sake of the video, so that my video is not 30 minutes like they usually are, because I talk so much. Okay, stop. Sit, 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 boom, pop, fine. Have them swing through. Next, you're here. Nothing's on them. It's gonna feel really, really weird. So make sure you have them freeze a couple times without even swinging. Boom, boom. That just flows so nicely now. It's just like, it's almost set in me that quick, honestly. Try it at home. Try it for yourself so you feel it. So we're here, sit, 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 split, and lock. All right? You get the idea of it. Last one, you want to swing through. I'll try my best. Coach Lisa hurt her back a couple days ago because I'm so young. Here we go. Sit, pop, snap. That's it. That's the gist. All right? So again, you can hit up the link. I'll put it right here. For you to get these bands, that circuit is great. And also, honestly guys, you can take those bands and create like 20, 30 more drills from it. All right, that's what CUDIT's all about. Challenge you, drill, interval training, training the body, training the mind, keep it moving, instill the mechanic quick. And that's how we roll, baby. Hit that like button, you know the deal. Ciao.